So I recently made a video talking about how BlackRock sold over $188 million of Bitcoin. And it actually got a lot of views, over 1.6 thousand in a couple of days. Well, I'm going to talk to you exactly what I think about BlackRock, where it is currently on our Webull account, and the potential price point you can see this at within the next couple of months. So definitely stay tuned until the end to hear about that. Now I'm also going to talk about a company I've been trading recently, which is influenced by Bitcoin as well. Okay, so guys, Bitcoin, this is the article that was announced for the sell-off of $188 million. Now, there are some key points to why BlackRock actually sold off. One would be basically just locking in profits, seeing how BlackRock most likely bought Bitcoin at about $50,000 to $60,000, which would actually have doubled their profits or giving them 100% in profits. So that would have been a key area to sell at that $100,000 mark. Now, also given Bitcoin's recent highs, this could be a strategic move, obviously, to cash in on massive profits. But the second point would be market manipulation. They could easily influence other retail investors and other people like you and me to also sell at that high, triggering a more selling pressure to this company in general. Now, it could be something similar to Mount GOX in Germany, where they dumped a large sum of Bitcoin and the Bitcoin price sharply dropped, triggering a panic sell, which made a chain reaction of Bitcoin selling off even more. Now, if you want to look more about this article and my thoughts, I just made that video on BlackRock selling 188 million. Definitely check it out. It's this one right here. Also got a lot of other great videos that you can check out here, and live streams as well, where we go live every morning and share our trades with you. So definitely check it out. Subscribe if you haven't already. So moving on to Bitcoin here. Let me get rid of that there. There we go. Now moving on to Bitcoin, guys, it is at 94,000, so it is holding above that $90,000 point. On the daily chart, you can see it's gotten very close to crossing over that $90,000 support level, but has not done so yet. So why am I so interested in Bitcoin and so influenced, or at least want to talk about possibility of this selling off? Well, it's because it's done it in the past many, many times, guys. This is a pump and dump type of play that Bitcoin does consistently over time. If we pull up the trend line, you can see it going up here at the very beginning from lows of $300, $400 to highs of 20,000. That was a 1,700% profit or increase. Right after it sold off back to lows for an 81% sell-off. Okay, 81% sell-off is very significant, especially for anyone who bought up in those $20,000 and $15,000 levels. Now again, in 2020, it pushed up from those $11,000 levels up to 65,000 for a 478% profit before, again, selling off. Look how much it sold off. It sold off 77%. Okay, that's very, very aggressive sell-off. Now, it pushed up again, and what did it do? Since these lows were about 30,000, it pushed up to 108,000, guys. Okay, that's 285% profit appreciation in less than a year. Well, I'm sorry, a little more than a year. Now, I believe we are due for a pullback. It's not a matter of if, but more of a matter of when. It's done it previously, not only once, twice, 3 times, 4 times potentially, but it's already done it three times in the history, and history does tend to repeat itself. Now, it doesn't mean that it has to, okay? It can very well hold 90,000 and keep pushing up. but with the way that the past has presented itself and where the levels are, and already kind of the selling pressure we're seeing here, if we look at a chart on the hourly, since December 17th, it's been in a downward trend. Hasn't been able to make any new highs. It's been consistently making lower lows and lower highs following this yellow trend line down, which is getting very close to this area where it's eventually going to break. It's either going to break, it's either going to consolidate. Oh, let me delete those. It's either going to consolidate in this area, right? And then it's going to break above, or it's going to actually sell off, okay? And that's what we want to make everyone aware of. I would love for this thing to go up to 200,000 or 500,000 or 1 million or whatever you guys think Bitcoin can go up to. But the reality is it can come back significantly. You know, if it's not coming back 80% or 70%, we could see a significant 50% pullback, as you can see here on this little indicator. You can easily see a 50% pullback to those $50,000 levels. And that's mostly where Bitcoin was comfortable trading for quite some time, since March of this year, March 2024, all the way until November 2024. It was very comfortable trading within $50,000 to about $70,000. A lot of volatility in that range. So we could see this come back down into this level, retest, and actually come right back along where this 200-day moving average is. As you can see, the 200-day moving average is this green line, and as it's continuing to push up, which it may kind of flatline now that this is selling off a bit, let's just say it goes about like right there, then we can see this can pull back significantly to where the 200-day moving average is. From past history and just knowing charts in general and stocks, most stocks like to be around that 200-day moving average. Think of it as if there was a person trying to stay on the road, and the road is the 200-day moving average. Well, sometimes, just like this, you kind of get off the course and you get overcorrected off of the road, and you have to correct and come back on. When you come back onto the road, sometimes you overcorrect and go to the other side of the road, and that actually happens more times than not. Now, when you start veering a little bit too far away from this 200-day moving average, or the road, you're starting to get off course, 10 out of 10, it likes to retrace and get back to those 200-day moving average levels. And all the moving average is basically showcasing what price or average price in a 200-day period that this would be trading at. Okay, that's what the moving average is, and I have videos explaining more in detail about that. Nonetheless, though, Bitcoin will pull back, and when it does, it will be very significant. So anyone who's bought up in the 100,000 range, even the $90,000 range, prepare to be, prepare to be on a ride if you do decide to hold during this pullback period. Now, a recession is usually about a 20% sell-off, right? A correction would be 40 to 50%. So this, or I'm sorry, a crash. A correction could be 20%, and a crash could be 40 to 50%. So we can literally see Bitcoin crash this year for 2025, and that's exactly when I'm recording this, guys. It is January 1st, 2025. So happy new year to all of you. Now, real quick, we just passed our mark, but real quick, I want to talk about Mara, because I am involved and influenced when trading Mara due to Bitcoin. Whenever Bitcoin does well, Mara does well, and when it does poorly, well, Mara, or ticker symbol MARA, does poorly. Now, Mara is a digital holding company. Basically, all they do is they mine digital assets like Bitcoin, and they hold it. Now, it actually has over 265,000 operational miners, and it has an extremely high hash rate, super competitive toward its peer competitors. Okay, has a really great hash rate. I think it's like 35 or 40 hash rates a second. Their goal is to get to 50 hash rates by the end of the year. And guys, at the beginning of the year, it was only at 25 hash rate. Now it's closer to 50 hash rate. Last time I checked, I think it was like 37 or 42 hash rate. So it is mining Bitcoin very fast, but it is very heavily influenced by Bitcoin. So when Bitcoin pulls back, we're obviously going to see Mara pull back. And Mara has gotten up to highs of $30, and pre these levels, it's got up to $84, $83. Okay, it doesn't necessarily mean it has to get back up to $83, but what I would like to see is it get back up to those $30 and $35 levels that we were trading at the beginning of the year. February, March, when Bitcoin was going up, it was trading very nicely in the $34 range. And we've actually traded this company quite a bit over the last couple of months, or at least over the past year. I have a ton of live stream videos showcasing those trades. You can watch them in our Learn to Earn morning live streams available here on YouTube, 100% free, or on our Discord. You can definitely check out that with the link below. So if Bitcoin sells off, guys, we can see a very dramatic sell-off with Mara too. Don't mind the clutter here, but Mara's at 16, and if it pulled back another 50%, it would go back to those $7 levels where it was previously trading back on October 2023, guys. Okay, so very critical level, about $7 to $8 is that critical level here. Okay, guys. So yeah, I wanted you guys to be aware of what can possibly happen if the markets do begin to sell off, and share your thoughts with you. Now, guys, I'm not a long-term trader. I'm not holding any investments in Bitcoin or Mara. I specifically get in and out of positions every single day. Used to swing trade. I don't do that anymore because it's hard to manage your risk when you can't trade anything after hours, right? Or when you can't have a stop loss or lock in profits. I feel like I'm in more control when I day trade. So with that said, guys, I want to invite you all to watch me day trade in the morning at market open. We do this every day, Monday through Friday. Today was a holiday, so there was no markets open. Friday, it'll be Friday, January 2nd tomorrow, so definitely tune in, subscribe, smash that notification bell so you know when I do go live. And also, guys, if you haven't already, 60% of you are not subscribed to the channel, but you're actively watching it in the past 28 days. So do me a favor and do yourself a favor and smash that subscribe button for me so you can become part of our Learn to Earn team and learn how to make money in the stock market. Appreciate you guys' time. Like always, let's remember to end the year on a green note. And what a great year it's going to be, guys. Day one already in the books.